going to be working on some mounting again, and I'm still going through that time where I wanted to take away everything and figure out what works best for her. So right now I'm just going to ride her, or kind of sit on her and ride her a little bit, bareback and bridleless, and I just have the neck rope. So this looks really nice. Her cue to come up to the mounting block, just me stepping up to it, and she looked really willing to do that. And I just kind of showed her the neck rope there, and she went ahead and walked forward. So that looks really awesome. I like that she's willing to go up there, so that she doesn't seem like she's has like any negative association with that. So then I'm just gonna I was playing with having her target my hand before I got on, and then I was playing with the stationary target and different things. So I was just having her target my hand before I got on. And this looks pretty good. She was a little quick, but not too bad. So I was just kind of playing with getting on and off and seeing if she was worried about me being on her, stuff kind of like that. So um, I just figured I would get on and have her just do a hand target and then get off if she was feeling tight. So I think that's what I was doing right there. That looks pretty good. I mean, a little fast, but really not too bad. I think when I was doing this at the time, it felt worse than it actually was, maybe. It doesn't look bad on camera. And this looks really nice. She looks really good for me getting on her. Um, Not bad at all. So I think I was asking her for a backup step there with the neck rope. That looks really nice. A little bit of a tail swish, so she wasn't thrilled with it, but she did do it. Um, and I think I was going to use that stationary cone to kind of help her out a little bit. Because what I'm trying to do is have her touch the cone and then back up and then go forward to the cone. That's how we talked about it in the Mustang Maddie's online course. So I wanted to play with that with her. Since Castor's not quite there yet, we're still doing the groundwork. But you teach the horse to touch on the stationary target and then have them back up. And her, like, she already knows how to back up with the neck rope a little bit, and then go forward to the cone. So like your first forward steps would just be like one step to the cone, so it's not tons of steps somewhere or something like that. Just gives them a very clear place to go. And that's what I'm trying to do here, is have her back up, learning the backup cue, and then have her go forward to that stationary cone. And I'm just going to practice it on the ground here first, and then go ahead and get back on her. So I'm doing my handheld target before I get on her. That was really nice, so I'm going to reinforce her. A little bit fast with her head, but not too bad. I asked her back up. That looks really good. And it's just a little bit of moving that neck rope back. And I'm asking her to target here. She's a little confused. I'm trying to point to the stationary target and she doesn't quite understand. So I'm just going to get off and help her from the block, which I probably should have done this from the block first. There we go. So I'm going to click for that. Is have her, because you saw me back her up and have her go to the cone on the ground. I should have done that from the block too, because I think there's a little bit of a too much of a distance there from her back to the ground. She was a little bit confused. So now I'm going to practice that, and I'm just asking her to back up from there. There we go. That looks nice. And then I'll ask her to go to the stationary target. So I'll ask her there. So now she's kind of getting it. So when she's not getting it under saddle, like, then I can just break it down, ask her on the ground, ask her from the mounting block if possible, and then go back to riding her. And hopefully all those little pieces make sense to her, and just kind of make it more clear. Because she's not trying to be bad or anything, she just doesn't understand what it is that I want. Because she's been standing at the stationary target, and she's been backing up with the bridle, but I don't think we did a ton of backing up with the neck rope. I think I just did a little bit of that. So I'm asking her for the hand target here. She's a little busy chewing and she's still stuck on that stationary target. That's fine. Do my hand target, go ahead and get on her. That looks really nice. I'm going to reinforce her for staying still while I get on. I should probably lean down a little bit closer to her face so she doesn't have to come around as much. And yeah, I need to feed her further forward. And I should probably wait a little bit longer and let her stand there before I ask her to do something. Those are a couple of things that I would change. But she's getting it now. Like, you could see that she was still like, okay, I want to touch the target. and she's still backing up. So that looks pretty good. I'll ask her to touch the target again. Very nice. And she didn't really take a step, but she is touching it, so that looks good. I'll take it. Sort of touch the target again. Really good. So you could see how I just went back and tried asking her from the mounting block the same thing that I did on the ground, and that how that really helped her figure it out, because she did it well on the ground, but then she got confused when I was riding her, so that really helped her out. And this is a really good example of that. So try again, ask her to go forward. She's a little further away from it now, so she's like, I'm not really sure what to do. Try and point to it. There we go. She figured it out. I'll just hop off and give her a little bit of a jackpot here. Because this is a very new thing for her. Obviously, you saw me riding her with mostly negative reinforcement. She had a bridle on, she had a saddle on, and all this other stuff. But going forward to this stationary target is very new for her. So I'm just going to give her a jackpot to end the riding on that and let her hang out by the cone here. But yeah, so that's a big deal for her, especially bridleless too. She could just wander off and do whatever. So that's a big deal for her. So now that she's had a little jackpot, taken a break, I'm going to go ahead and repeat this on the other side because I want to make sure she was cool with me getting on both sides and doing the same exercise either direction. So I probably won't continue getting on her a whole lot from the right side because I'll be getting on from the left mostly, but I just wanted to make sure she was solid with that. And she's good with touching the cone when I ask her on this side. She's good with standing. She looks happy to be chilling there while I'm by the mounting block. Do our hand target. That looks awesome. And we're on. That looks good. This looks better where she just stands and waits for me. Because before I was asking her to back up really quickly, like right away. I definitely want her to get in the habit of just standing and waiting for me. There was a nice little backup or even just a shift of body weight back there, but that was really nice in response to the neck rub. There we go. We got a full step. That looked really good too because she wasn't swishing her tail or anything. She looked really soft. And I'll ask her to touch the cone here. Really good. So she totally got it on this side too. So we'll just call it a day. I'll go grab her bucket here. Well, that was really, really nice. And that's pretty much all we're doing. Just short little sessions and trying to rebuild the riding here.